Hi everyone, this is part 28 of ABAT Exam Preparation series. The topic is prompt dependence and fading. So, we usually say that the client has become prompt dependent when the client is unable to do the task without any assistance, without any prompt provided. Prompt fading is basically the focus of a therapist to uh, stop providing the prompt or assistant or reduces as much as possible so the client become independent of any assistance. Prompt when dependence occurs when a learner becomes reliant on prompt to perform a task or behavior rather than completing it independently. So basically this can hinder progress toward mastery because the behavior is not fully learned without any assistance, so we cannot say that it has been mastered. Signs of prompt dependence. This can help you to identify whether a client is becoming prompt dependent or not. The learner will wait for a prompt instead of initiating the response or behavior. The learner will perform the task only when a specific prompt is provided. Attempts to reduce prompt result in incomplete or incorrect behavior. What strategies can help to avoid the prompt dependence? You should start with the least intrusive prompt. This way, the independent behavior will be encouraged. Use natural prompt, incorporate cues from the environment, and fade prompts gradually. You should systematically reduce the prompt over time to encourage independence instead of just going on with the prompts. Prompt fading, as we said already, is the process of gradually reducing the level of assistance or cues until the learner can perform the behavior independently. What are the goals of prompt fading? To transfer the control of behavior from the prompt to the natural cue or stimulus, to prevent prompt dependence by reinforcing independent response, and to maintain correct performance throughout the fading process. You cannot just immediately fade a prompt because this way correct performance won't be encouraged. Methods of prompt fading. These are the following method. We can try most to least prompting. Start with the most intrusive prompt. For example, physical guidance. And we gradually reduce the level of assistance. When we talk about an example for most to least prompting, it can be moving from hand over hand assistance to a verbal cue and then to no prompt. Now, least to most prompting. Begin with the least intrusive prompt, for example, verbal or gestural, and the level of prompting is increased only if needed, as we are coming from least to most prompting. For example, if the learner struggles with a verbal cue, add a gestural or physical prompt. In time delay, we gradually increase the amount of time between the natural cue and the prompt. Example, initially Initially provide the prompt immediately after the instruction, then delay the prompt by a few seconds to encourage the learner to respond independently. Fading physical prompts. Reduce the intensity of physical guidance. For example, moving from full hand over hand assistance to light tapping or pointing. Fading verbal prompt refers to reducing the amount or specificity of verbal instructions. For example, move from pick up the red block and put it on the table towards next. You are basically reducing the amount of verbal instructions. Best practice for prompt fading. Monitor the progress. Track the learner's performance to identify when prompts can be reduced or faded. Reinforce independent responses. Immediately reinforce attempt or successes without prompts. Individualized the fading process. Adjust the fading pace based on the learner's progress and need, and combine with generalization, Practice the skill across different settings and contexts to ensure independence. Coming towards the MCQs, what is a key sign of prompt dependence? The learner waits for a prompt to perform a task. Which strategy help prevent prompt dependence? Using natural prompts whenever possible. What is the primary goal of prompt feeding? To transfer control from the prompt to the natural cue. In which prompt feeding method does the instructor begin with the most intrusive prompt and gradually reduce assistance? Most to least prompting. What is an example of feeding verbal prompts? Reducing specific instructions from pick up the red blocks and put it on the table to what's next. That's all about today. Thank you for watching.